Ever wonder how the ancient Egyptians built the Great Pyramids with such mind-blowing precision? Or how the Greeks created the Parthenon without a single laser level? Well, the secret wasn't some lost technology. It was the pure, simple power of geometry. Today, we're going to unlock the exact same techniques they used with just two basic tools. So here's our blueprint for today. First, we'll look at the only tools you'll need. Then, we'll master the art of cutting things perfectly in half, which is way more important than it sounds. After that, we'll build some essential angles, use them to construct triangles, and then I'll wrap it all up with a quick summary and a whole bunch of practice questions to make sure you've got it down. Okay, first things first. To be a master builder, you've got to know your tools. And in the world of pure geometrical construction, there are only two. And they have some very simple, very strict rules.
And here they are. Your entire toolkit. On one side, you've got a straight edge. Now think of this like a ruler, but with no numbers on it. Its only job is to draw a perfectly straight line, no measuring allowed. On the other side, the compass. We use this to draw circles and arcs of a specific size. That's it. The whole challenge and the fun of it is seeing what incredible things we can build with just these two simple items. Let's jump into our first core skill, bisecting. This is just a fancy word for cutting something, either a line or an angle, exactly in half. Honestly, mastering this technique is the foundation for pretty much everything we're going to do later.
Our first goal is to take any old line segment, find its absolute dead center, and then draw a new line that passes through it at a perfect 90-degree angle. This amazing line is called the perpendicular bisector.
Okay, let's walk through it. You start with your line segment. Let's call it AB. Now, put your compass point on A and open it up so it's a little more than halfway across the line. Now swing a big arc above and below the line. Here's the key. Without changing the width of your compass, move the point over to B and do the exact same thing. You'll see your arcs cross in two spots. The final step? Just connect those two intersection points with your straight edge. And that's it.
I know, it almost looks like a magic trick, but in geometry, nothing is magic. There's always a logical reason it works. So, why does that simple process guarantee a perfect 90-degree angle right at the midpoint? What's really going on here?
Here's the secret. Because we never change the compass width, those points where the arcs intersect are the exact same distance from point A as they are from point B. This basically creates two identical or congruent triangles that are mirror images of each other. And because of that perfect symmetry, the line connecting their tips has to slice right through the middle of AB at a perfect right angle. See? No magic, just pure logic.
All right, we've split a line. Now let's try the same thing with an angle. Our mission here is to draw a single ray that cuts any angle we're given into two smaller, perfectly equal angles.
You'll see the process is actually super similar. First, place your compass point right on the vertex, that's the corner, point B, and draw an arc that crosses both sides or arms of the angle. We'll call these new points D and E. Now, from point D, draw another little arc inside the angle. And again, without changing the compass width, do the same thing from point E so your two little arcs cross. All that's left is to draw a straight line from the vertex B right through that new intersection point. Boom, angle bisected.
Okay, so we know how to divide things. Now it's time to start building from scratch. This part is all about creating specific, really important angles using nothing but a straight line. These are going to be the cornerstones for all kinds of shapes. Now, the most fundamental, the most important angle you can possibly construct is 60 degrees. Why 60? Because it comes directly from one of nature's most perfect shapes, the equilateral triangle, where every side and every angle is exactly the same.
And you are not going to believe how easy this is. Just draw a ray AB. Place your compass point on A and draw a nice wide arc that crosses the ray at a new point D. Now for the secret move. Without changing your compass at all, move the point to D and draw another arc that crosses the first one. We'll call that intersection E. Connect A to E, and believe it or not, the angle you just made is exactly 60 degrees. You've basically just drawn one corner of a perfect equilateral triangle.
This is where it all starts to click. Think of our skills like Legos. We just built a 60-degree block. So how do you get 30 degrees? Well, you just bisect it, cut it in half. What about a 90-degree angle? That's just our old friend, the perpendicular bisector, but on a straight line. And if you need 45 degrees, you guessed it, just bisect the 90. Every new angle is just a clever combination of the basic skills we've already covered.
So, we have mastered lines, we've mastered angles, it is time for the main event, putting it all together to build the most important shape in all of geometry, the triangle. Now, the really cool thing is you don't need to know every single piece of information about a triangle to build it. You just need one of these 4 sets of instructions, or what I like to call blueprints. All you need is either the length of all 3 sides, that's SSS, 2 sides and the angle tucked between them, SAS, 2 angles and the side connecting them, ASA, or, for right-angled triangles specifically, the right angle, the hypotenuse, and one other side, RHS. So, let's pick one of these blueprints and see exactly how it works. We'll use the side angle side or SAS condition. So imagine the problem gives you the lengths of 2 sides and the measurement of the one angle that's squeezed right between them.
This is where all that practice pays off. Watch this. First, you just draw one of the sides as your base. Easy enough. Second, at one end of that line, you construct the angle you were given. Let's say it's 60 degrees. Third, you use your compass to measure out the length of the second side along that new line you just drew. And just like that, you've locked in all 3 corners of your triangle. All you have to do is connect the dots to finish it off.
Wow. Okay, we have covered a ton of ground. Your Classical Geometer's Toolkit is now officially complete. Let's do a super quick review of the main ideas before we get to the final challenge. So, what are the absolute key takeaways here? Number 1, real construction uses only a compass and a straight edge. Put that numbered ruler away. 2, bisectors are a best friend for dividing things into 2 perfectly equal parts. 3, that 60-degree angle is the MVP. It's the fundamental building block for so many other angles. 4, we know the 4 blueprints for building triangles, SSS, SAS, ASA, and RHS. And finally, the most important one, remember that none of this is guesswork. Every single construction is built on a solid foundation of logical proof.
All right, you've sat through the theory. Now it's time to actually put those tools to work. Think of this as the proving ground, where you get to test your new skills and really make them stick.
So here's what I want you to do. I'm going to put some questions up on the screen. The best way to really learn this stuff is to hit pause, try to solve them on your own, and then press play when you're ready to move on. Deal? Okay, let's get started.
We'll kick things off with a few warm-up questions just to get the gears turning.
Here are the first 3. Go ahead and pause here. And here are the next few.
All right, and here are the last questions for the easy round. Pause if you need a moment. Okay, warm-up's done, feeling confident. Let's dial up the difficulty a notch with some medium-level questions. For these, you'll probably want to grab your compass and straight edge. Pause here and give them a go. These next ones are a little more complex. Take your time with them.
And here are the final questions for the medium section. Pause the video and work through them carefully.
You've made it. This is the final round. These questions are designed to make you think, to combine different skills, and to really prove you've mastered this. Welcome to the Master Challenge. Here are the first 2. These are definitely tough, so don't rush, pause, and really think them through.
Ready for the next set of brain busters? Pause here.
Let's see what you've got for these 2 puzzles. And for the grand finale, here are the last questions of the challenge. Good luck. And that is a wrap. Look, the skills you practiced today, they're about so much more than just drawing lines on a page. They're about learning how to think, how to follow a logical path, and how to create something precise and beautiful from simple rules. Geometry teaches us to reason with precision and create with purpose. The power to build is now in your hands.